Recently, I made a call to my good friend Louis Dias, who runs a school in marketing. And I asked him, Louis, do you have any graduates who want to intern in sales? And Louis said, much to my surprise, nowadays people don't want to sell. And I asked him why. Because they don't want to take pressure. Now, it's interesting, and we have a set of professionals in the making, they're studying professional education, who don't want to take pressure. And when I see CVs or when I sit in interviews, there are people who come and say, I can work under pressure. Now, what is this pressure? Interesting, right? I mean, I engage with a lot of HR people, my colleagues, and they say, oh, this new generation, the next generation, they are not like us. Now then I ask him, so what were you like? Before asking them what is that they are not, tell me what is. We took responsibilities. We took accountability. We applied ourselves. We raised the hand and say, give it to me, I'll do it. It's not there, I agree. It is not there. Right? You pull up someone, they quit. I say, fine, keep your job, I'm going. And what do? It's a serious thing. Now, recently, a lot of dots got connected, after this call I had with a lot of other things that, came into light that I thought I'll do this video and share this. There was a video, Sadhguru in conversation with Anupam, the actor. And one question he asked Sadhguru is, we as youth used to wonder, we count the stars. I don't know how many of our children would do this. Now, I'm a father of 3 kids, so I can relate. I'm asking the parents and senior managers the challenges we are facing today. Why do we say they are not like us in terms of work ethic or application to work, taking responsibility, acquiring knowledge? I used to tell my children, if I had what you had, knowledge at your fingertips, I would have got to where I was 10 years ahead of time. But with all this knowledge available, we are struggling. So the same question was asked, and Sadhguru said, the question was innocence and wonder. And Sadhguru said, wonder is not because of innocence. Wonder is because of curiosity. Whether there is curiosity, whether there is responsibility, and where does it begin? Now today, the wonder of our children is in www, World Wide Web, and we are responsible, and we say the next generation. Who nurtures the next generation? The current generation. How do we nurture? I was down south this weekend, and there was this Ukrainian family with 2 young children, maybe 3 and 2. The mother brings the food. She puts the food, puts her on a baby chair, and opens the phone with a video, keeps in front of the child, just to get the attention. Attention to what? Not to food, but to the video. So going back to Sadhguru, he said, what is missing is a span of attention. They can't wait in one place. They can't talk to you standing in one place. I mean, just go back and look at you, observe your children. They need to walk around. So they don't have a span of attention. And Sadhguru said he runs a school, and in that school, kids were, at the assembly, they can't stand straight. They can't sit in one place for a long time and concentrate. They can sit for 3 hours and watch somebody else's video. But they can't sit for 3 hours and do something. So he said the subjects like drawing, painting, or art, subjects like music, subjects like dancing, was brought into curriculum during our time. It is still there, but I don't know how much compulsion is given, is to bring that span of attention. It makes sense now. We all went through Canadian dancing or Bharatanatyam. You have to, for that 45 minutes or 30 minutes in the dancing class, pay attention to the beat of the drum. Otherwise you can't dance. He was referring about the movie. He was talking to Anupam, so he was referring about the movie, and he said it's about people paying attention in a closed room. You may argue, okay, now children also pay attention to YouTube channels, videos. But then does it actually challenges your mind? That is where we are. And I was even wondering whether the pandemic, the concessions, the work from home, has that made people lethargic? People are sure of their salaries. People are sure of their jobs. 2 years down the line, what did they bring to work? Is it the pre-pandemic employee who came, or the one who got laid back, lethargic, lazy person who comes into work? And when you try to search them, they quit. Now look at this situation. This country needs labor. Any economy needs labor or talent. Education alone does not make somebody talented. It is the application of that learning that will make you talented. Now, where do our children get that? At home. For convenience, because we are probably both working parents, this is there for them to be occupied. Our youth was very engaging. There was not virtual engagement, right? We are out there after school, we play till 6 o'clock. We come home, take a shower, get to books. There is no after school activities for our children. I told my son on Fridays, you can stay back till 4 o'clock and play. We don't do that. So the damage that can happen, let's say 600,000 people want to leave this country. So who is going to run the economy of this country? Look at the successions in organizations. Look at the people, let's take the banking sector where I had been. See the caliber of a branch manager then and now. The amount of training that goes through before you become a branch manager. In difficult times, we all cut the training budgets. We cut the development budgets. And then you expect them to run institutions like banks without proper training and exposure. It's a plan. We were all selected as potential branch managers 2 years ahead. And we were all trained. I mean, Jayanta Jayaratnam was a training manager at Commercial Bank. There was structured training, both local and overseas. The training center was packed. They have a training calendar. Soft skills, hard skills, banking knowledge. I mean, you go to a bank today, they don't have basic knowledge of banking, but they are all qualified in banking. Most of them have MBAs. So the point that I want to make is we blame the next generation. The current generation is responsible. Today robots are being made to fill the gap of human inability. Robots are made to feel, to smile. They're becoming more human while the humans are becoming more robots. See what's happening? We as parents are responsible for this. You know, telcos are coming out with packages, unlimited YouTube, make money. But what's happening to the minds of those children? What do they become when they are your age and my age? They can't take a challenge. I was listening to Jack Ma on a video. He said, when you are young, between the ages of 20 and 30, work in small company and work hard. When my daughter joined HSBC in Rajagiriya, I said, daughter, this is the time you must learn to stretch. You must learn to take pressure. Because when you become a manager, how will you take pressure otherwise? These guys won't be able to handle the pressures of life. They'll get into drugs. They'll just give up on themselves. Because they are softies. And we are responsible. We used to work, I remember during the conversion of a software in commercial bank from IBM System 36 to ICBS. We used to work till about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then back at work at 7:30. And we did that for 3-4 months. So where does that energy and strength come from? So what are we doing with our youth? Can they handle pressure? Can they run a pressure job? So then what happens to the economy? Who is going to run those pressure jobs? Robots? This is where the world is going, guys. And we say, this is the digital era. Right. Let's go back and look at what we do at home. I'm Milton. I've learned the lesson the hard way. We are making vegetables out of our children. The impact of the brain, we are making them dumb by just getting focused onto a TV. First thing in the morning, they play games online. We buy the PS4s. I'm guilty. And I have this conversation with my son most of the time. If you want to be an athlete, if you want to be whatever game you want to play, you got to go out there and burn your energy and fight for your place. Playing FIFA 2000 won't help. 2020 won't help. You may have the skill on your fingers. That doesn't make you a soccer player. So when we see the staff who are struggling to pay attention, the span of attention is shrinking, and we are responsible for that. Because when you put people in front of a computer, we are reducing the span of attention. We can compare our teachers, tough, but very focused. We are still grateful to them. And mind you, we blame the teachers, but the children we send to them are our responsibility. What is the make? Where's the respect? Where is the respect? I used to tell my son, when you cross the level crossing after school, thank that cop who's standing in the middle of the road at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the hot sun, helping you cross the road. And if I happen to cross with him, I thank the cop. So we are losing all that. We are losing our value system. If you lose your value system, if you don't do something every day to better yourself, then only you can do something to better the society. Imagine this country in 20 years when these children are supposed to take responsibility. My children used to ask me, Papa, why can't you just do nothing for one day? I can't. But today's youth can. Do nothing. Imagine when you have a population which can do nothing, what happens to the economy? I want to leave you with one last line. Every civilization, every generation has an obligation to make the next generation better than themselves. We are not doing that, guys. Start now. Either we are going to be unfair by our motherland, we are going to be unfair by our children, because they themselves don't know the value of life. The value of life. Think about it. Don't stop with that. Do something about it. Thank you.